So we've all heard the phrase, say no to drugs, multiple times throughout our life, in elementary school, middle school, and even high school. But the government is telling us that we no longer need to say no to drugs because they are funding programs and approving programs that give drug addicts easy access to free needles. So one of those programs is the free needle exchange program. What is the free needle exchange program and what does it do? Well, it's meant to keep down diseases including HIV and AIDS. That's its main purpose because America is having a really hard time with that disease. It's kind of an epidemic. And how does it work? So clients, which are drug addicts, take used dirty needles to clinics in exchange for clean new needles. But needle exchange programs should not exist because they have more negative consequences than positive outlooks. But why do they have negative consequences? Well, they affect both users and non-users. And the diseases are still going to be spread because people who don't use the program are going to still lend and reuse and borrow needles. And it's negative because it allows easy access for people to overdose and kill themselves. And the more needle exchange program clinics there are, the increased crime rate. So, are we going to be affected by drug addicts getting clean needles whenever they want? Well, maybe. The workers are definitely affected in clinics. According to Justin Scheck, a reporter for the Wall Street Journal, he reported that needle exchange programs can exact a toll on those who operate them. Scheck found studies that show that employees of the clinics are more likely to commit overdose than the actual users of the clinics. But why? Well, most of them are underpaid. They have easier access to needles. Maybe not so much drugs, but I'm sure that would be easy to find. A lot of them are stressed. And it even said that some of them were traumatized by the work that they do. And if the free needle exchange program wasn't in effect, then these people would have to take their lives. So other people do not benefit financially from the needle exchange program. Many of us all know that some people have severe allergies and need EpiPens or should carry EpiPens. But EpiPens cost about $500 each and they can't afford them. So they don't have access to a life-saving needle when they need them, yet American tax dollars are used to fund free needles to be given to drug addicts. But these drug addicts are not saving their own life, they're slowly killing their lives. So the crime rates, the more needle exchange program clinics there are, the increase in crime rates. Melissa Marks in Baltimore City found that before introduction of the needle exchange program, there were 2,500 drug-related arrests per month. After the introduction of the program, there was a slight increase in the number of drug-related arrests to 2,775 per month. But why was that? Because it's illegal to possess needles in many places, and it's illegal to possess heroin and cocaine. And according to the research by Leo Beletsky, 21% of needle exchange program clinics, they reported that it's illegal for their clients to have needles in their jurisdiction. So they're technically operating illegally. So if drug paraphernalia is illegal, then why is it acceptable to give free needles to drug addicts? Other studies show that people who are using the needle exchange program are long-term users, injection drug users, meaning others are susceptible to contracting disease. So people who haven't been using drugs as long are more than likely going to reuse, borrow, and lend needles and catch HIV and AIDS. And according to Kate Sobot, she said that needle exchange programs provide short-term approach for controlling the spread of HIV and AIDS among injection drug users because not everyone's taking advantage of the program. There are only two ways to contract AIDS and HIV. It'll be blood and sex. People who are going to reuse needles and have unprotected sex are going to continue to reuse needles and have unprotected sex, and therefore contract diseases by their own fault and lack of intelligence. while people who do not reuse needles and have protected sex will not contract disease by their own thought, it will be considered an accident. In conclusion, needle exchange programs have more negative drawbacks than positive benefits. It does control the disease epidemic some, but short term. And like I said, they're still going to reuse needles, lend, and even rent needles. And so many people are not taking advantage of the program that it's kind of useless to have the program. And the program causes unnecessary overdoses in many people because it's easier access to needles.
Can I get attention, please? Sorry for the interruption. I need any student taking the ACT Saturday who needs a photo letter to sign up at the front office at this time. Also, I need Austin Tolson, 10th grader, Destiny Adams, Travis Bush, Austin Caldwell, Haley Connor, and Mariah Turner to the office. And I need all cheerleaders to the office at this time.
And also, American taxpayers are funding these needles that are causing more problems than necessary. And with the programs, the crime rates are going up exceptionally.
Thank you.